Bam, bam. Okay, begins to set me up with that. Maybe a jab hook low kick. Okay, whatever. What can I do? Okay, if he's high stepping there, this shield is taking care of pretty much everything. He high steps and just. I guess what we're going to do is, it starts with the basic concept that I've got a lot, and it's a bit of an issue with some of the Instagram stuff and some of the online stuff. When you've only got a really short form factor, what you normally have is, you have stuff out of context. Okay, you've got a 15, 16 second, 20 second reel of someone very quickly doing a move, completely discounted from what the actual context of what's going on. What I'm going to do with the tamer is establish stuff as it should be in context. Now, if we're starting off fairly simply in Muay Thai, we're going to get him in a stance, of course. Okay, and most of our time is going to be spent. Nice strong stance. Like I always say in class, the stance is only good relative to me in terms of distance and angle. So if at any point, if he's not moving and I break distance, I'm right over the border there. Okay, the shots that are on the table are numerous. The first thing he's going to do to impose any kind of order on the sequence is establish a bit of control on that border. Again, he's regulating his distance. Once we start getting our game going, let's break it down off a very simple concept. Let's say we're working off a low kick. Easiest way to get anything going, get into range, just pull the trigger. Okay, pops in a low kick. Okay, easy enough. Now once we've got that fit for purpose, we can begin to work behind it. Now, if I've got an A game to me is very simple delivery systems just to set up basic shots. Okay, so Tamer could come in. Of course, he could just blow my leg off. I'll probably get quite reactive quite fast. He's going to do some simple stuff. Maybe a 1-2 and a hook and a low kick. Bam, bam. Okay, begins to set me up with that. Maybe a jab hook low kick. Okay, whatever. Chipping away at the leg. Now, if that's all it needs, some very simple delivery system to land that with effect, I really don't need to do anything else. It's a fairly simple day at the office. So what we're doing a lot at the moment is, let's say we're working off specifically that right leg. The harder that right leg becomes, whether it's to the leg, okay, whether it's to the body, bam, whether he's playing with punches, bam, bam, and he's kicking, bam, it's getting me busy. If that's consistently landing and I've shown no intelligent defense, we'll just keep going, just blast away. Now, if I'm going to get reactive to that right leg, we can probably begin to predict with some degree of certainty what I'm going to do, especially off the low kick. When he starts to low kick me, chances are I'm going to block. So we need consistent way to work around that. It doesn't have to be this. The general lesson is, you get a threat, you establish a threat. Once it's fit for purpose, you can actually damage with it. You find some delivery system for it and you begin to impose that game. Obviously, that's going on with a lot of stuff. But if he's working off that right kick, obviously I'm going to start to block. Now, what I'm running at the moment, and there's many other options, is a nice sort of what I would call a high step. To me, this is nothing complicated. I would consider this high level fundamentals that anyone in Muay Thai should be able to do. The ability to take a static block shape, boom, and eventually the ability to have moving and dynamic blocking shapes. Now, Tamer does that very well. Okay, if he's going to do a simple high step and walk forward, just a moving block shape right there. Probably takes his outside line, keeps it there, and it's structurally sound. So it's not like I can do nothing there. Well, let's have a quick look. What can I do? Okay, if he's high stepping there, this shield is taking care of pretty much everything. Okay, he's in no worse a place with his hands to engage. If I'm teeping, he can potentially cross block. He's okay, he's in a good position. He's got a nice strong shell that is both, let's say, defensively sound, and it's also going to be used as a feint as well. So he's layering it two ways. But let's say he's slamming in that kick. Again, he's working off. He's maybe working his twos. Slamming again. He's keeping on that right leg. If I don't have the ability to defend that, great. If I have shown a tendency or any kind of reaction to block, I'm really liable for all of the high step stuff. Now, neither one is better than the other, but the main one we're working on, or let's say the first available one in terms of time opportunity, is as I begin to go, he's just going to high step straight into that teep. Boom. Okay, Tamer's really good at that nice sharp peg. Now, what he's not doing, especially at that close range, it doesn't have to be a simple direct teep. If you're layering a real attack with a feint, then the feint should look and feel like the real thing. Yeah, it looks fair. Yeah, it looks enough. Yeah, boom, straight in. It's a nice little bite on it. Now, what you'll find is that's a really nice way to be layering maybe your 1-2s. Yeah, you're working it, you're blasting off the leg, and you're going again, boom, working away. Okay, and then maybe he's going to rip in his high step teep off that, boom, straight in. In a perfect scenario, he baits me into getting reactive off that right leg. And as soon as I'm reactive, boom. Now, he doesn't want the teep. Doesn't want the low kick. He wants me to doubt my ability to catch up with him. And once I doubt my ability to read his movements correctly, once I'm like jumping at shadows and grabbing everything, then I become susceptible to everything. So my main sequences are, works off my leg, I just work on my leg a little bit. Okay, so he's playing around, he just works off my leg, he's doing a thing, blasting away, and it keeps me going. Once he thinks I'm good to go, boom, boom, right back in. Now I'm going to doubt my ability to block. Maybe I'm going to stop blocking and he's right back off the leg. Let's see Timmer just in freestyle, he can work off it. He's just going to work off a little bit of boxing, establish a threat. I'll shell when I'm ready. Okay, so he's playing around. Okay, he's hitting, he's low kicking. He gets me once, gets me twice. Okay, I'm ready for it. And then he's back on me again. And he's back on the leg. So he's always juggling between the two. Okay, he's establishing real threat. And now again, he doesn't need or want either one. My reaction will dictate how he goes next. Let's move on a little bit. First available thing, obviously, basic A game, he's hitting my leg. I begin to get reactive. A little bit further on, okay, in terms of sequence, maybe he's going to strip his elbow off it. He high steps and just, okay, digs a nice strong right elbow. Let's see that again. It's a little bit further out, covers the distance. Digs right in. If he wants to follow up, loads of options. And again, I'm cautious with following up too much. Let's not turn it into a 15-step sequence. The main thing is establish a threat, the feint, and that attack. That's going to be enough. Now, hypothetically, that'll work. There are many things that work off that, but the main thing is the elbow off that. Let's say he waits a little bit longer, get a little bit more time availability. The next obvious one, and I always teach V3 as a baseline, we'll go from there. Okay, first available is the teep, next available is probably the elbow, final available one is probably the one most people are familiar with, simple high step knee. And again, nothing wrong, of course. No high step, he could just go fast, under the radar, also fine. Okay, I'd say like the step is probably, let's say, faster, less deceptive, less defensively sound. Nothing wrong with it at all though. But if he's working off the expectation of a block, he's establishing a real threat, he's on my leg, I begin to shell up the teep. Nice. Okay, we go back to the leg a little bit. Okay, now I'm juggling too. I'm like, okay, is it going to be the teep? Is it going to be the low kick? I'll be ready. Okay, and now we've got a third variable. Okay, now I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to get hit by that again. Okay, and we've got one more as well. With all of those, that's the basis of this concept I'll take. And again, it's not about the low kick, followed by the teep, the elbow, or the knee. The concept is, in the lessons we give to everyone, is all your basic attacks should have good leverage, good power, and nice efficiency and good range. You should have the ability and the will to hurt with them, and then of course you should be able to string them together in a basic delivery systems. Once your partner gets reactive, if they don't get reactive, not intelligently, you're going to have an easy day. If they do get reactive, it's going to be in very specific ways. The low kick, the obvious ones, of course, are going to block. So we should have contingencies for working around those shapes. And again, like I said, there's way more options. Farmer specifically does some very cool stuff off this. Obviously, we've got a high step teep, he's done very well off. Okay, the elbow usually sometimes, the long knee, he's also going off the thigh teep. Okay, he's off there, and just digging in there. That's horrible. And again, like if you're doing pro MMA, of course you can hit through the knee, because I certainly wouldn't be doing that in Muay Thai or anything like that, but you can teep to the thigh. Nothing wrong with that. Don't need to blow through it, but just a little dig, okay, and then beginning to work off it at that point is great. Again, and this is what started me on wanting to do this specifically. I see a lot of stuff online at the moment. Some of the Japanese guys coming out of Vasily's gym are awesome. They're doing real amazing stuff with sort of like offbeat levers. And we're doing this stuff as well. When people are doing it now, especially online, I think sometimes they've seen it online, they thought it was cool, they've not really understood the leverage that they should have on it, and they've not understood the context of delivery. So Tamer does a great job of popping that uppercut off off the low kick. Really nice off that, and it'll integrate within the game. But again, there's no point in doing that in isolation. I'm not going to bite on that unless he's been digging on my leg and digging and working into it, and then eventually he's going to and then get back into it. So there's always context, which I don't think is always conveyed when you've got very short form factors, Instagram or whatever.